What's up, everybody? It's Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnny Mobley Jr. I can't get up that high.
Oh, y'all, I'm his wife, Deidre. Great evening.
And we something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
Y'all, we mellow today. So, this wifey she a little tired. You a little tired? She had a big night last night. I ain't knew she had. We was recording, and we had show we had to do. She was on another podcast, and she was answering questions. I ain't even know what was happening. She just all over the place. She a movie star. Ain't tell me nothing.
I was just supporting
Ain't told me nothing.
somebody else. You talking about you ain't told me you had another engagement. Boy, I was just supporting somebody else.
She done shut. I'm thinking we finna eat dinner together real quick. She done shut. Shh, I'm about to speak. You about to speak? What?
I was just giving remarks. That's all.
What you mean you about to speak?
And he got in his feelings.
I'm
'cause
going
he was
upstairs.
Like, I'm going upstairs.
I'm going
Okay,
upstairs. I'm
coming.
going to the room. I'm not doing this with you. I'm tired. I'm about to go eat and go.
I was tired too. And by the time I got up there and got in the bed, you had finished eating, and we talked, and then we went to sleep. Because you wouldn't let me be great, but it's all right.
It was almost 12 o'clock there, and you being great last night would have caused you to be something else right now on this camera.
I think I would have been very colorful.
You think so?
Yep.
Your eyes beige now.
Are they beige? I feel like I need to change my contacts.
Your eyes around here beige now. Talk about you wouldn't let you be great last night.
I'll go eat me some mandarin oranges and drink some water and go to bed.
What we doing today, Mo? How was your day? You got through the day?
I did. It was very busy. They got their money's worth out of me today.
At least they did.
They did.
Because I ain't going to say what you be doing because we got some of your people watch this.
I be working.
You do be working.
I be working. Don't do it.
See how she do it?
Don't do it.
You know when somebody see she got it in all. She was defensive right there.
I wasn't.
You got defensive because you looked me up and down like I was short.
But okay, we gonna get started with the show. You say you just a tad bit taller than me, sir.
What, girl?
How tall are you, baby?
I'm a giant over you.
And ain't.
I'm a giant over you. I'm a giant over Minnie. I'm a giant over Allison too. And all of my churn except Bridget. Bridget she about the same height as me.
Why are we singing? We about to get started, y'all, because he's sleeping.
I don't know. Feel like singing. Usually I beatbox, but I feel like singing. We ain't beatboxing singing a long time.
And we're not tonight. We are about to get into the show.
Oh, you're nasty. All right. Come on. What we doing?
Got all my tutelage out. So we're talking about, answering some more of the MobStars questions tonight. We're going to get to it so we can have enough time to get to a few.
Okay.
The last time, one of the girls was like, Ma, so y'all only answered like 2 questions? And I was like, basically, I knew the second one was going to be longer. That's why we answered that first one, and then we took more time with the second one because we didn't just want to run through it. So hopefully the lady who asked the question about infidelity, hopefully something that we said helped.
Yeah.
And so what do you want to go to first? You want to choose one out of that? I know we have 2 separate emails, but you want to choose one out of that? And we could go ahead and get it popping.
So we actually got a question from a guy.
Okay.
And this is very, very different because I don't get many questions from men.
Okay. What does it say?
So it says, my wife and I don't have kids. We wanted them, but haven't conceived naturally. She doesn't want medical intervention, even though I'm down for it. It's her body. We are getting older, now passing the children-bearing age. I don't want to be old and can't play with the kids, but I'm starting to resent her for this. Not for not conceiving, but for not doing more to try. I'm being tested. I've been tested and know that I'm healthy in that regard. How do I tell her I'm feeling without breaking how do I tell her how I'm feeling without breaking her heart?
Tell her. Go ahead.
That's all you got?
I was getting ready. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No,
I
because I
read the
think you were getting
question.
ready to start.
No, I read the question. You go ahead. Give me your.
I mean, I'm not. I'm really not saying this like to be insensitive or whatever. But how is either you tell her and you like find a way, like to say it. You tell her, or you remain being resentful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like if, and I'm gonna say it again, and I believe it, even though I don't say it on here. Sometimes, like I say it when we be talking. If you don't deal with stuff, it's gonna come back and it's gonna deal with you.
yeah.
So all that resentment that he has now, um, is just gonna stuff that's gonna build on top of it that absolutely has nothing to do with it, and then it's just gonna come out another way. And eventually, I believe that it'll come out in a way where something else will hurt her that may have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without the fact that he thinks that she's not trying. By going to get tested or get. I guess he went and like got his sperm count done and stuff like that, and maybe he wanted her to go get like her female parts checked out and stuff. But that's the answer. I'm for real. Like you got to tell her you in marriage, everything is not going to be easy to talk about. We had to learn that the hard way. We never had to have a conversation about not being able to conceive, and so I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm very like you know empathetic. I think is the word to use. Um, for couples that just can't conceive naturally because we never had we never
Right.
had that issue. It was never thought about because it seemed like every time you looked at me I was pregnant.
Pretty much.
And so but here years later when I see couples that aren't able to like ever, conceive, or couples who have went through even, miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage, but for somebody to never be able to conceive, but then I guess on the flip side of it, like maybe think about what she is feeling too. And that's why I say you got to tell her.
Yeah.
Like you got to talk to her. Y'all got to have, even if it takes maybe going to a different environment other than being at your house, take her away somewhere and just like really share your heart with her. Not that you are saying this to hurt her, but if you don't, it's going to hurt her because the feeling's just going to stay right there.
Yeah.
And so that's one of those conversations that you might even need, like a counselor, somebody to help you have that conversation.
Have a mediator.
Right. If you don't know how to have that conversation with your wife, but obviously it's important to you. I believe it's important to her, but if she's knowing that she's the one because you did go and get tested and you're healthy in that, regard, then you probably shared that with her. And so now she's probably thinking, okay, well, it's something that's not, functioning right with me. And so maybe she does need to go get checked. But if she doesn't, like I said, that's where the wall comes up because now he's probably feeling like, well, do you really want to have kids as bad as I do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see most couples or some couples, they go and exhaust all measures.
Yeah.
You go get checked, baby. I'm going to go get checked. We going to get checked together. We going to do this, that, and the other. Or what is it, like IVF or something like that. And my heart really just goes out to this couple. But you, sir, are going to have the conversation with your wife, like a complete heart to heart. Hear my heart, baby, is not to tear you apart, but this is how I'm feeling. Because just years of holding that stuff in,
Yeah.
like I said, it's going to manifest in another way.
Yeah.
So that's my
I
two
agree.
cents.
I agree. So a lot of different things come to my mind. Um, so I didn't I didn't find out that Deidre was depressed in our relationship until round about the 14, 15 to 17-year mark. I didn't know. She was depressed and I didn't know. And
Because I didn't know.
yeah, but you didn't know, but I didn't know. I know something was wrong. And we didn't talk. I didn't ask questions. Um, we didn't communicate. So the marriage could have went a whole different way if we never had the tough conversations. And I said that to say, there are things that go on that evolve that has happened in the past with, you know, your spouse. I don't know how many years y'all been married. I don't know how long y'all been trying to have babies. Um, so I think I would need to know that. My mind just goes all over the place. So it goes from, you know, if she if prayerfully nothing ever happened to her when she was small, um, she might know and don't want to tell you because she don't want to disappoint you because she want to be the one to have your babies, and she might know she can or might know there's a chance that she can't, or whatever the case is, she don't want to. It's a lot of different things that go across my mind to do it, but Deidre hit it on the head. You got to have a conversation with her. And it seems like y'all love each other because the one thing that you said that you don't want to break her heart.
Right.
So that tells me you don't really know how to deliver it.
Right.
And I would say this is probably the mark for you to transition into another level of y'all relationship, because hopefully having children naturally is not a deal breaker for you, and that you will be sympathetic if it's something serious, that
Well,
y'all
he did. I
possibly
don't
can
think
say
he would have an issue trying another way.
adopt. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
he
whatever the
said,
case may
yeah,
be, but I think it's something there.
yeah,
I believe it's something there. Um, Whether it be, like I said, and that's two different extremes, from it being something happened to her physically when she was younger and she knew it might have had a chance for her not to have babies no more, or couldn't have babies, period, or she knows something's going on in her body and she just hasn't shared it with you. Regardless of what it is, like I said, Dieter hit it on the head. Have a conversation, because if you don't, your mind go wander. Don't be resentful. If you know you're not married to a woman who is just nasty and keep secrets or anything like that, then yeah, I think it just need to be a conversation had, and then just have an open mind to where, if she make it make it a friendly environment, a comfortable environment to where she'll go to another level to actually tell you if it's something that she needs to tell you, and that she'll be confident that you'll receive it well and she won't disappoint you or lose you or anything like that. So that's my 2 cents. I know it was probably a little deep, and you're probably looking for, step one, go to the left type thing, and I ain't had that.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, it wasn't deep. It was just what I think trying to give all the scenarios of what it could be, you know, knowing what we know, just that piece of the story.
Yeah,
We gave what we thought, would help.
yeah.
And so I hope that did. I do.
Don't do that. All right. Question 2. We might get through some questions tonight, y'all. All right. This particular one says, looking for suggestions to get my husband to entertain the idea of going to therapy. What has worked for you to get your husband to go to therapy? What's worked for you to get me to go to therapy, honey?
Well, we actually haven't been yet. um, we have not been yet. Um, we first have to find somebody I think that we really are going to find one. I truly believe that we have a great method, a high level of communication between us. So it's not like we over here gouging each other's eyes out, and it's an emergency 911 that we go find one. But to be honest, Johnny was the one who said it years ago, and I was the one who dismissed it. And because I truly felt like, therapy for what? Why do we need a therapist? I can just tell you how I feel. You can just tell me how you feel.
That wasn't the case though, ma'am.
Right. But I had already talked to you. This wasn't like when we first got married.
No, it wasn't.
Right.
But when I was saying I said we need to go to counseling, and you said no, we don't. We could just talk. And I was
Right.
like you don't talk.
Oh no, sir. Oh no, sir. This was when you mentioned that, I think we've switched roles.
No, I don't think we switch roles. And see, you trying to go back to the tussle part. We not tussling. We good now. So leave the tussle part out of it.
No, I mean, but the tussle part is a part of it because it's a part of why you would go to therapy. But I will say this: Johnny was the first one who brought it up. I dismissed it completely because I was like, I see no use for it. But I'm not against it. I'm not, because I truly feel like a third party can actually ask you those hard questions that sometimes you may not have thought about having as a couple. They can maybe go to an area that maybe you just haven't had the conversation about, or different things about certain subjects or anything in a long time.
Yeah.
They could, as an educated person, who I would hope is good in their field, they would be able to, I think, go to some areas that, even though, like I said, I think we have a great level of communication between us, just in general. But I'm not against it anymore. We just have to find one.
Tell me why were you against it?
Because, like I told you, I didn't want to do it. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought that I could talk to you and you could talk to me. And, but I do know that now I feel more comfortable coming to you and talking to you and sharing the difficult things. And I do want to hear what you have to say. Whereas in the past, I'll be like, okay, no, we don't need to go to therapist. We don't need to go to see a therapist, because then you're going to try to say stuff about me, and then we're really going to be tussling. And so, but now I'm not against it.
The truth comes out.
That is the truth. That was a part of it,
that's
too.
what I wanted you to say. So this question was, how does she convince her husband to go to therapy? Most people don't want to go to therapy because they feel like they're going to be embarrassed, or their stuff is going to
tagged or
be
something like
tagged
that.
or something.
Yeah.
That's what most people, they don't want people in their business. Everybody don't need to know how I do or what I don't do and all this. And therapy is not about that.
I think quick interjection. I low key, for a long time, associated therapy with divorce.
Really?
That's my truth.
That might be one too.
That's my truth.
That might be one too.
And I know that's not just only my truth.
No.
That's somebody else's truth.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of people's truth. It's so many different reasons why people don't go to therapy. I always say, this is what I say. When you buy a car, you have to get an oil change done. You have to get a regular maintenance done on your vehicle. Not because something is wrong, to prevent something from happening. And that's what it's called, preventive maintenance. So that's what I believe therapy is. Therapy can be preventive maintenance. What usually happens is most people don't get regular maintenance on their vehicle, and then when the engine light come on and then the other lights come on, then you take it done had a domino effect, and now you got about 4 or 5 different things wrong with major arteries. So this is what happens in the marriage, because most people connect with therapy being the last thing before either you try to fix it or you going to get this divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's what we going to therapy for us to decide whether we go get a divorce or not. And that's not what it is. Most people just don't go to therapy until
It gets crucial,
until
critical.
it's get crucial, because
Yeah.
they got all these these myths of why they don't go. Let me tell you something. I've always wanted to go because I am a life coach therapist. So I know what can happen in there. Me going excites me because I don't have to be the person that's asking the questions. I can be actually Johnny, the husband, and we can sit down and we can have a conversation, and we have a mediator that can ask us the questions. We can think about it and do. Now, I do ask questions, and me and Deidre do talk about it. We do that a whole lot. And a lot of our conversations, most of our conversations are pretty deep. So that's a good thing. But my whole thing with it is, yeah, I think it's great. I believe it's healthy. Um, but your husband probably don't want to go because he got myths in his head about why he want to go, you know, and it's a lot of different things. But one of them is because they connected with divorce. They don't want people in their business. Um, they believe that, counseling, therapy will bring out truths, not only about their life, but also about feelings that they feel about their spouse. And they don't want their spouse to be hurt. It's so much stuff I can tell you, especially when it comes to men in therapy. It's real crazy. It's real crazy. It's a lot of myths that's out there, but it's a healthy thing. It's really a healthy thing. It's almost like I said, it's a mediator helping you to talk through, just talk through life. Talk through life. How can we help you get him to go? I have no idea.
Maybe share some of the pros that we've given tonight.
Yeah.
Again, I hope the person who asked this question is watching or will watch this episode.
Yeah.
But maybe share some of the pros associated with therapy versus the cons. Like I said, what my truth was tonight. I for a long time associated therapy with divorce. Or, that it's, you're on the last leg and it's about to be, if this don't work, then we out the door. But share the pros with him, like some of the examples that we've given you, and that you may need help. You may need help as the woman in the area of communicating, and so you want somebody to help facilitate that or help to give you all the tools to do that better. A lot of ours was learned through trial and error, and so now I think I'm more, or not more, because Johnny um, will provoke me by asking different questions, but I'll ask him, different questions as well. And I will, I find myself wanting to do that more lately. I do. And so I just do it. I'd be like, babe. And then the way I approach him, he calls me colorful at first. And I'd be like, no, I'm for real. I'm not, yeah, this is not a colorful moment.
It's always a colorful
It's not. I'm being honest. I want to know this, or I need to talk, or just or whatever, or
But I
whatever.
was
But
like,
yeah,
everything that we've said, but like I said, another reason is because of traumas. They don't want old secrets, stuff that's happened in the past in their childhood to be revealed, because they got to lock the way pretty tight and good, and they feel like they don't deal with it no more. And it's somehow done bled into how they react in other areas of their life, but they can't recognize it.
yeah.
So they don't want nothing uncovered. They don't want to deal with it. It's like I said, there's so many different things. But what I would say, one of the leaders said, definitely talk about the pros about it. To strengthen your relationship, to learn more about relationship. Because the truth is, a lot of people get married. Most people don't do premarital counseling. Probably 60% of the people that do premarital counseling do it so they can get a break on the marriage license. So a lot of people don't take a lot of stuff for granted. We've actually had people tell us that, and they just don't know who they didn't know who they was playing with because we had something for them, and then they wind up learning some stuff. But at the end of the day, it's put in place to help you be better at this thing called marriage. Period. It helps you to look at all the stuff that can possibly happen. It just puts you in a better position to deal with a lot of stuff. Some stuff now, some stuff later, but it just puts you in a better position. It equips you. So, yeah, we'll be praying on you guys' marriage, and hopefully for God to change his heart to receive it and accept it and move forward, because it's healthy, especially if you find a good therapist that is healthy. That's all I got. Hope that helps.
Okay. So the next question is actually,
My old one.
it's running.
I didn't know.
Where it's going.
I caught it. I put
Okay.
it back.
Good. So this says, my husband is 50 years old and has serious issues with his parents. Every negative encounter he has with them affects us, and it's tiring. What you say, John?
That's it?
That's what it says.
That's it.
Sis is tired of the shenanigans that her husband got going on. Why you laughing?
Because you talking about sisters tired of the shenanigans.
Basically, that's what she's saying.
That's what she's saying.
You go to your parents' house or you talk to them. You have seems like always, the negative encounters are plentiful. And then you bring it home because you're probably, as the man, frustrated with what happened with them. And now you bring it home and the residue is there for your wife. And sis is tired. She's tired. And I hear you, boo. And so
You act like you done been through that or something.
I haven't. Thank Jesus that my in-laws are not negative and you don't have negative encounters with your parents. Because I would tell you to go back over there and talk to them and leave that over there now. Get it right. But I firmly believe, and this is what we've practiced for a long time, we don't do all the negative and all the toxic and all the draining and just that crazy stuff. We don't that foolishness. We don't have it in our house. And anytime, and I feel like this, even if it's a parent, he needs to go and sit down and have a conversation. Or maybe him and his parents need to go to therapy. What about that? But it's something going on in that relationship. We don't have much of. That's all the question that we have.
Because sis was tired, like Deidre said.
Yeah, she was tired.
She just gave us a little bit,
right?
Like,
Just a little bit. I'm tired of the foolishness. And apparently, it's like serious issues. I don't know what those issues are, but apparently, whatever issues that's going on between them and your husband, it is serious. But to keep doing the same thing with the same result is called what? What is called, baby?
Insanity.
Thanks.
I didn't see the finger.
You didn't see the finger? Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I was looking at you look forward.
Right, I had to move the phone.
You talk about what? I'm thinking, what?
Who's she talking to?
Who's the people? The people gonna say something?
Yeah, like again, from the little piece that we have on this, it's serious, it's repetitive, most likely, but at the end of the day, he has to have some type of different conversation with his parents, and if he can't because of they're set in their ways, because you find that a lot too. I don't know, 50, maybe his parents. You think people maybe are about like in their 20s. When they have kids, so maybe they're somewhere, maybe 70s, something somewhere around that. Could be a little older, depending on how late they had kids. But, apparently there's something there that's going on that needs to be talked about, that needs to be brought up to the surface. Because if it's going back and forth, and now with serious issues, and then he's frustrated with them, so then he brings it home, and probably spills over onto you. And that's why, just this little piece of a question sounds like she says tiring.
Yeah. You probably want to say more.
With the face. With the face
I'm-
like, I'm over it. Like,
Listen,
Calgon, take me away from this whole house and this marriage.
so this is a sensitive subject because it's a man and his parents. So I don't know.
I get it, Johnny.
I don't know. We don't have enough information to give you
Right.
a clearer answer. So I would say this. The Bible says, leave and cleave.
It does. Said that really nice.
So here's my perception of leave and cleave. In being a parent, you have different phases of parenting. So our daughters were in the home. We took care of them when they was babies. They grew up. They got out. They had boyfriends. They got married. They have kids. So we're still their parents, but we're not their parents as if they was in the house. At the end of the day, they have their own life. They have to build, they have to create, they have to develop with their family. Me and my wife, we still have a marriage, a relationship that we have to work on. Even to go as far as my parents. My parents still have a relationship they have to work on. That's their relationship. So whatever's going on in their household, it shouldn't be my issue because I have a whole relationship over here.
Well, obviously it is.
But here's the thing. I don't know what's being said.
Right. Or
so
what the issues
it could be
are.
a whole lot of different stuff from, they could be, what are they saying? They upset with him because he don't spend enough time with them, and then he picking you over them. They don't like you because I don't know what the situation is.
Is it something financial?
Is it something financial? Are they just bitter and they want the husband to choose between them and you? Whatever the case is, that's still a sensitive subject. And if your husband, and please take this with the utmost respect and honor, if your husband is not mature enough to understand that he has a wife and his own family that he needs to nurture and build that, then that's the problem.
Because the first ministry is at the home.
That's the
House.
problem. If he don't understands that is happening, that is tearing up his household, then that needs to be
because he needs to
addressed.
He's the one who's going
that
to
needs
take
to be
care
addressed.
Of it.
You can't do nothing about it. It's just something that he's gonna have to, his eyes gonna have to open at one point in time.
Yeah.
And get it together with that, because that's just that's a tough one.
And it can be tiring and
one.
draining if the same conversation keeps happening over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's the same result and nothing is ever resolved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can't, baby. You can't bring your stuff home. Deidre used to do. Let me tell you what Deidre used to do. She used to watch Lifetime stories, and she was a stay-at-home mom. And she watched Lifetime stories, and then she had some other people in her life that had some real Lifetime stories going on. And then when I would come home, she would respond to me as if I was in the actual Lifetime story, and then I was the one that doing the stuff. And then she used to have a straight attitude with me.
I would.
That's why I told you I didn't understand. She would ask me questions. You been to work all day? What? What do you mean if I'm in the world? What are you talking about? I'm just asking. You don't look like you're dirty or sweaty or nothing. Girl, my shirt was beige. It's black now. What are you talking about?
What that got to do with the issues the man
I'm just saying.
With his parents.
I'm just saying.
Please to your wife, sir. If their relationship is draining and toxic, even with your parents, if you've attempted to work it out and it's not happening, then go be with your wife and love your parents.
Your mama and your daddy got their own relationship. They had a relationship before you was in the picture, sir. They did.
And last but not least, y'all, we actually got through all of the ones on. We answered a couple of them on a couple shows ago, but this is the last one on this for this section of questions that we have. It says, what do you do when you get into constant arguments with your husband? I'm ready to give up, but he hasn't cheated or done anything else besides not working with me as a team. I swear it's like we're working against each other.
Mm,
Oh, what you got, Mo?
yeah, that's a communication issue. That's what we
He not
call.
working with her, baby, as a team.
That's what we call you listening to
Respond,
and not listening to.
understand, or you're not talking at all, or you just have ignored what your wife is saying or what she's doing or what she's trying to do, or you're just doing your own thing at this point. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, constant
that's a.
arguments, and I would bet your what was the saying used to be when we was younger. You can bet your bottom dollar, baby, that these constant arguments are not about what the argument is about.
Oh no,
If that makes sense.
it's a byproduct of whatever really
Yep.
is going on.
Yep.
It's not. It's
Something
not.
else.
It's yeah.
Something else.
Can guarantee you because if y'all not talking about stuff and working as a team, then there's a whole lot of stuff y'all probably ain't talking about.
And by the way, how old is your husband? Because if he's in that midlife stage,
or if he's still a young cat and he's still trying to figure out who he is and his identity, same
could
thing.
be. Again, we don't know that from the question.
We don't.
But an episode that I referenced when we talked about that we was tussling, about that stage when the man gets to the midlife age and now is not as accomplished as I guess he thinks he should be, and thinks he should be further along in life and have all these, may change jobs and may buy a fast sports car and all these things, but then he's angry and this, that, and the other because he's not dealing with what's going on inside of him. And so now everything is wrong. The way you fold the clothes is wrong. The way you sweep the floor is wrong. The way you loaded the dishwasher is wrong.
You talking about me?
I'm not.
Sound like it was
no, I'm not. I'm not. And so, are you the hit dog that's hollering?
I felt like it was. It was close to me.
You never said anything.
I heard The Rock say, phew. It didn't hit me, but it said, phew.
Well, then that's between you and Jesus.
You're right. I'll get my life right.
But at the end of the day, if it's you, then take it and own it. I ain't trying to throw no shade. We ain't tussling no more.
We ain't.
But at the end of the day, it's always going to be the issue is not going to be the issue. It's not going to be the issue because it's going to be up under layers of rocks and rocks and rocks that he's not talking about. So what do you get? Pushback. Everything is a problem. And to be honest, that's how I felt, a few weeks ago, that everything was, like an issue or being hovered over or sometimes or just whatever. And I couldn't understand where that was coming from. So as a wife, I do know how you feel. But again, and I'm going to say this part because I know it may sound like people might have probably been like, oh, well, they jumping all over him. In our situation, and I don't know if it's yours, but I do know that to get a different result, you got to do something different. So instead of trying to be combative with him, if you are, or arguing back and forth with him and y'all not getting anywhere, try a different approach. Like I said, I began to take a posture of prayer and trying to, if I felt like the conversation wasn't go the right way, okay, now ain't the time. Let me just be quiet. And when it was time, then we had the conversation.
Yeah.
So again, in marriage is you got highs, you got lows, you got ups, you got downs, you got arguments. You got times where you giggly and goo-goo-eyed and everything like you just got married yesterday. But it's work throughable. That
Everything.
Ain't even a word.
Everything is work throughable. I got your back, baby.
You got me.
I ain't gonna put you up under the bus like you did me and Alice and y'all did me the other day when I said that word and y'all were like, that's not even a word. It's a word. Work with me.
Do you even
push
remember
me
what
through?
The word was?
It was something about being less of a man, and I forgot what I said. Y'all ain't had my back. Y'all just pushed me. This is what they did, y'all. They were walking with me, and when I said, they were like, go on out there by yourself. We ain't got you on that one. That's what they did. They just pushed me on out there.
Yeah, I really, really wish that, like I said, that just sit him down and have a conversation in a as less stressful of an
Well,
environment as possible.
it don't sound like if he's arguing, because it sounds like based on these questions, her question, it sounds like she wants to try to, and that's just what we thinking you telling us. So, but it's always
Yeah.
three sides to a story.
And
What's that?
he hasn't cheated. You said
Yeah.
it in the question, or done anything else besides not working together with you as a team. And that's why I say 9.999 times out of 10, I'm sure there's some underlying issues going on as to why you're getting a pushback of him not wanting to work together as a team.
So, and let me throw this in there. We gonna need to talk about this on a podcast one day, but let me throw this in there. The identity crisis. Let me explain something to y'all. The core of our identity crisis has so many byproducts to it till it ain't funny. When a man is not positive or sure of who he is on this earth,
he deflects.
I'm telling you, if
Is that the right word?
Yeah, if it feels like he's trying to be the man and he's trying to lead, and you're trying to give, especially the spouse, you're trying to give kickback, he ain't really trying to hear that.
Yeah.
So it's not that he's being mean or not wanting to be a team player. He's still trying to figure out who he is. And, just let me be a man, baby. Let me do this. Deidre had to do that with me. Like, we literally had times in our lives to where she had to be like, okay, I see the mountain. You ain't got no more up under your feet, baby.
I guess I'm just going to have to let him fall.
We gonna have to go, and I guess if you go, then I'ma go, and the churn will go, and then the Lord just go grace us.
Okay, you say you don't want to pay the bills this week? Okay.
All right, what we gonna do?
All right.
So it was like,
I want to go first that week.
And it was during that time where when I failed and I saw how it affected my family, then I was like, okay, Johnny, you got to make better decisions, bro. You can't do that. The whole family, the churn done fell out on the mountain. Everybody head bust up, skin up. We got to do something different. You can't keep letting the girls fall off the mountain. So I had to make different decisions. And then that's when the helpmate part came in, because I'm telling you, asking for help from your spouse, especially when it's a man asking for help from your wife, it's tough sometimes, especially when you got the identity crisis thing going on. So when you don't know who you are, you want the wife and the family to have confidence in the decisions that you're making and don't question you and just move. So that's what she did. She let me move. And then when I pulled everybody off the mountain a couple of times, I got to the end of the mountain, I was like, hey, got a question. And then
okay.
I said, I'm trying to get over there to that mountain, and I believe that I can go, and I believe that it's a path. Tell me what you see. I see we need to get in the car and go around there to that trail over there and ride down that trail and get there. All right, we gonna try it your way. Cause I done pull everybody off the hill about 3 times, so we gonna try it your way. And then we started doing that. She's your helpmate. If your husband listening to this, she's your helpmate, bro. She's your helpmate. She's not your slave. She's your helpmate. And you're the leader of your house. And she submitted and trusts you to be the leader. But she's been put in your life to be a helpmate. That's what she's been designed for. So she's craving to help with the family, with the legacy, with everything. So don't dictate. Don't tell her what to do. Don't tell her this is how it's going to be. Be a leader. Be a leader. I'm sure he ain't watching this.
Amen.
Hopefully he is. Just show it. Just show it to him.
Yeah,
brother.
Just show him this piece, this part.
Brother with love. Be a leader in your household. People follow kindness. They don't follow dictatorship.
You want to offer it?
I'm finished.
So before we go, baby, what are your words? Give some encouraging words to the people who have submitted these questions tonight, that we addressed tonight.
Every question that was asked, we feel you and we feel your heart on it. Everything is repairable. It just take time to sit down, communicate, and listen. And listen. The one thing, most of the time, the one thing that I really wish that we don't get that many questions from men. So we get a lot of questions from women, but we never get questions from couples. Like couples don't ask us questions together, like something that they want to work on or something that they might be having an issue with. And that's what we would love to see more of. And I'm not saying that we discounting or discrediting the people who sent the questions in, but it's kind of like going to the gym and just working out your right leg and don't ever work out your left leg. Right leg gets strong and build muscle, look good, but if your left leg ain't working with it, it's the same body. So it's gonna be weaker. And there's strength in the marriage when it's the couple moving as a unit. So don't know if y'all have to take this. I mean, just put the podcast in front of them, when your question come up, and just let them listen to it and see. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just see. Because most of the time, if you ask them a question, then they hear the question. They know the question about y'all. They know. You ever been on something and you just hear something and you be like, listening, be like, boy, they crazy as a mug. And then you hear a question, you be like, well, that sound like my wife turned. That sound like, and you call it, baby, did you? Because that sound like us. They'll know.
Mm-hmm. Hit dog gonna holler.
They'll know. And I don't want, and listen, please listen to this with love. I don't want people to think that when you ask these questions that we're giving you an answer on how or an ingredient on how to get your husband, your spouse, your wife to get them to move in the direction you want them to move in, because that's not what this is about. It's not. We've given you solutions to help and given you stuff to think about to hopefully equip you to make it better for you to ask the questions that you need, to have the conversation. Because every last one of these questions, at the end of the day, the base thing that needs to happen is a conversation.
Or conversations.
Yeah.
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 And we pray that y'all do have them, even the hard ones, that God will grace y'all to be able to have those conversations and come out better, even though it may hurt, even though it may be difficult to have them, but that y'all will become, and the relationship will become better because these conversations are happening, and that, healing will take place, and whatever hurt and whatever anger and everything that's built up that is negative, of a negative um, point, will be dismantled, and that y'all will become closer and stronger and seek the therapy if y'all need it. But it's, I think Johnny said it earlier, your approach is a part of it as well, the way
Yeah.
you approach your spouse with the issue. um Pray and ask God to give you the right way or the right words to say when you approach your spouse. And so again, we just pray for all people and the couples that are attached to these questions, that we because we want to see your marriage grow and flourish, and y'all get over hurdles. Of course, it'll be other things that come along, but if you learn how to truly love each other unselfishly, and really, really put forth the effort that it takes in a marriage to talk to one another, to care for one another's heart, to love each other, and remember that y'all on the same team. Because that's what some marriages forget. That some husbands, some spouses, husbands and wives forget. Y'all on the same team.
And that's, I ain't gonna talk no more. But I'm telling y'all, the number one plan for the enemy, what he wants to do is put
Destroy
y'all.
and
Yeah, he wants
separate.
to separate y'all,
Yeah.
isolate y'all, have y'all thinking that y'all can't do it, y'all can't make it. You got to think of your relationship as an ingredient. Nobody has what me and Deidre have. nobody will ever have what me and Deidre have. You're not supposed to have what me and Deidre have. You're supposed to have your own custom-made relationship. But you have to be honest and transparent and true in your relationship and be able to build that together. So the perfect recipe for your relationship is you two putting in to your marriage, to your relationship, and nurturing it and growing it and protect it. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. You have basic stuff, but at the end of the day, once you get, it's a specialty everything. This is a specialty relationship. Everybody ain't gonna have what me and Deidre have.
Right.
Y'all can have what y'all have, and it can be just
beautiful.
as great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But the one thing that I do know that is synonymous with all of the, successful and healthy and whole marriages and that are thriving and everything, I truly believe is God.
Yeah.
Because that's the one ingredient that we all should be sharing, should be having. And, yeah. So we pray, healthy, whole, flourishing, wonderful, blessed, whole lot of sex, whole lot of laughter, a whole lot of good times and everything, all of that included. And even when, things get a little bit sour, that's going to work for you good too. You just got to deal with it and pray through it and talk through it and cry through it, but get through it. Don't get stuck in it.
We could do one more.
No. Say goodnight.
All right, y'all. She dictating to me now. She's I have to stop. No, stop now.
Thank y'all for hanging out with us.
We got more. We gonna answer more questions.
We are.
And we gonna have a big surprise for y'all coming up too. Soon. Look for date night. That's not the surprise, but that's a second surprise. Look for the date night. Get ready to buy the tickets. But we're gonna have a big surprise for y'all pretty soon.
And for all things Mobleys, www.momentswiththemobleys.com.
What was that?
Thanks so much. My little accent in preparation for this evening. Tell the people good night.
What accent was you practicing?
I don't know. It's just whatever came out. You'll enjoy it when I use it later. Say good night.
Good night, y'all. This has been Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man. Ooh, she got me giggling. I am your man, Johnny Mobley Jr.
And I'm his wife, Deidre.
And we something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
Peace out, y'all.
Night, night.